Welcome to Bozo Wins. I'm your host, Bozo Wins. So, this is my maiden voyage into social media. So, I'm going to tell you what the show's about. Before that, I'll tell you what the show's not about. I'm also going to tell you why I'm dressed like a clown. But first, my disclaimer. Right. Views expressed on the show do not reflect the opinions of my college professors. Content of the show is meant to stimulate original thought. It is not meant for virtue signaling. With Oprah Winfrey on the casting couch of Harvey Weinstein. So, the show is not about politics. But, as the beer commercials during the Super Bowl have been politicized, I have to talk about politics. Or I have to talk about things that the politicians have butt their noses into that they shouldn't have. So, that being said, I have to give you my political bias. I'm a Bob Wiley conservative. You see, the Dr. Leo Marvins of the world have diagnosed with me with a multiphobic personality. They say my need for family ties is extreme. They're uptight media whores that blame me for their not being popular. I only want to be myself and live my life without having to worry about the rules of Dr. Leo Marvin. Right. So, that's my bias. Now, the show is supposed to be about education and self-development. Now, when I say education, I do not mean the educational system. Because our current educational system has much to do with education. It's a democratic republic. People's Democratic Republic in North Korea has to do with democracy. So, my show is going to have 3 rings to it. One is a story time, which is going to either do personal stories or they're going to be metaphorical, parables. Ring 2. That's going to be your brain strains. Alright, so I'm going to have anti-pseudo dichotomy. That is, anti is against, pseudo is false, dichotomy is a choice between two. So I'm going to show examples of false dichotomies and break them down. And show you other ways of thinking besides false dichotomies. The other one is what I call the hair-splitting challenges that I'm going to give out as homework assignments. Alright, my first one, this is the easiest way to explain it is to give one, is the difference between compare and equate. Alright, so if you want to send me on Twitter, Bozoins, example of something that is okay to compare, but not of 2 things that it's okay to compare with each other, but not to equate with each other. That's hair-splitting challenge number 1. Alright, ring number 3 is going to be the liberation of education. Alright, these are things I believe that you can do, not things that politicians should do, but things that you can do to free up our educational system, to free education from our educational system. So I'm going to try to send out 1 of each of these 3 rings per week. Life happens, so I may not always get that goal done, but that's my goal. Alright, so for the remainder of this clip, let me explain why I am dressed up like a clown. You see, when I was 12 years old, our house burnt down. Inside of our house was my great-grandmother's clam chowder recipe. The very last copy. So without that, I can't prove I'm Native American. So, I had to find a non-ethnic victim group to associate with. I tried being part of the LGBTQ plus minus community. But they expected me to get hormone treatments and to clip off certain body parts. Now, as a member of humankind, of people kind, for my Canadian friends, I felt it was my example to set for cows. Cows, it's cruel for them to get hormone treatments and to get certain body parts cut off. So, as a member of people kind, I had to set the example for those cows. So I couldn't be part of the LGBT community. LGBTQ plus minus community, So, clowns. Rich white guys have been vilifying us and making fun of us for over a century. Okay, so, anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you watch my future videos.